Obviously, you're not a golfer.
You want a tow? I can get you a tow. Believe me, there are ways, dude. You don't want to know about it, believe me.
Yeah, but Walter...
Hell, I can get you a tow by 3 o'clock this afternoon with nail polish.
That rock really tied the room together, did it not?
Yes, it did. It tied together like a mofo. Welcome back to this podcast. Really ties the room together. It's me, Joseph Eastwood Fresh, writer, director, musician, Mr. James Koppel, funny man extraordinaire. We got a guest with us. Special guest in the hot spot. That's what we call that seat. Because it's hot, baby. I don't think any of you probably ever listened to the old show, but I'm talking like, 10 years ago? We had a show called Eastwood Loves Everything. It was Jake and I's show, and it was a quick little podcast we did. Quick meeting. It was like, 20 minutes an episode or something like that?
Yeah, I think most of our audience was random European people.
Yes, it was literally random European people who was listening to us. Kendrick was on quite a few of them. Jake played in the band American Lion as well as I did for many years. So slapping at the bass. I'm not going to make that joke again. But welcome to the show. Good to have you back on mic.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. He also used to play a character named, he used to know a character named Chibo?
Oh, yeah, Chibo.
Chibo, yes, Chibo. By the way,
I hope he's doing all right.
I do too. I heard him and Walter got together a couple times. Went on vacation together. By the way, thanks for all the new watchers out there, all the new subscribers. I don't know, this is going to come out a long time after this is recorded. But as of today, I think we're like 300 subscribers, 45,000 views, something like that. So thanks, everybody. It seems like people are actually watching. There's like 800 watch hours.
We're hot stuff.
It's and also we've always been on WDBX 91.1, beautiful downtown Carbondale, and still are. We are in the midnight hour, which I think we have a better fit there. Seems like the audience is digging us at midnight there. So welcome, and if you're a new listener to the radio, we are on YouTube. Just look up 20 and 21. That show, by the way, will be back very soon. Myself, Shark, and Rob. Summer's cooling off, which means Shark is cooling off.
So all three of your viewers will be happy.
So for Jake who might not know, 2021's been around for 6 years or so. We just started the YouTube thing like 2 months ago. And our episodes got, I don't know, like literally bad, like 20 views or something. And then as soon as we put Cop and I's show on it, like they got like 12,000 views of these.
It's the Koppel effect.
It's the Koppel effect. We also have lost an episode. Also the Koppel effect. I never lost an episode until Koppel came around. Checking out. Speaking of, let me check the levels over here. But anyway,
2-hour episode.
It was a 2-hour episode. It was nature's choice, though. It wasn't. We had nothing to do with it.
I think it's best that got.
Probably. I do.
It's not our best work.
The audio exists on the cameras, so maybe at like 100th episode, if I really feel, motivated, I might clean up that audio and somehow try to save it. But
you could do a reenactment of it where you play each other.
Wait. Oh.
Hey, where we swap parts, like John C. Reilly and somebody in a Broadway play, because I've never been to a play. Just hear about
Maguire.
Tobey Maguire. Yes, John C. Reilly and the heralded Broadway actor Tobey Maguire. That's how Sam Raimi got him. Spider-Man. Raimi was hanging out on Broadway, being a weirdo. Hey, you know what movie we're doing? Hey, but yes, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Keep it up. Tell your friends if you really do enjoy it. We appreciate it. It's awesome. We're going to have a little interaction stuff for you here in a little bit, so stick around. We are doing today the 1985 movie Trancers. You found this as you find most of our movies somewhere in the bowels of Amazon.
The depths.
The depths. You got to plumb them depths. What's that mean, plumb? Because as far as I knew, plumb was like a term that had to do with carpentry, right?
Yeah.
Keep things plumb?
Keeping things level and flush, or, like... Yeah.
Hey, maybe it has to do with flush. Flush, plumb the depths, flush the depths. I don't know. So, Let's do Trancers. This is a little new segment. I was so busy. I didn't have time for a music cue. But we're going to call this, in honor of the dude, the ins and the outs. Yeah. A lot of ins, a lot of outs, a lot of threads. Is that what he says? Threads. A lot of threads in the duder's mind.
It's not threads, but
it's something. It's what is it? It's not threads. A lot of strings, a lot of threads to keep straight in the old duder's mind. Head, I think it is. Now Jamie's gonna be stuck on this because he's not gonna be able to figure out.
It's a lot of new something. A lot of ins, a lot of outs, a lot of new.
It's not. It's the same thing as threads, but it's not threads. I just put threads in there because I couldn't remember. A lot of ins, a lot of outs. Strands.
Yeah.
A lot of strands. A lot of strands. A lot of strands to keep straight in the old duder's head.
You got it, man.
Here we go. Ins and outs. The year, May 22nd, 1985. Any guesses on the number one song, May 22nd, 1985?
I saw it while I was laying there, but I would probably guess something similar.
Okay. Jakers? Oh, yeah, I never actually introduced you. Jake Scholes. I just realized I never actually said your name.
Say my name.
Say my name. Say my name.
That's it. No,
Call me by my name. Wait. Everything She Wants by Wham. Didn't know it. I had to listen to it.
Everything she needs.
She's everything you want.
Not good enough.
Am I good enough? Am I black enough for you? Oh,
No.
wait. That's not. I'm not. Sadly.
It's not.
I wish.
It's not what it is.
Next song, number 2 song. You Give Good Love by Whitney Houston.
Oh.
Which I do know more than I knew the Wham song. Number 1 show, 1985, May 22nd. Any guesses? You know what it's going to be. There's only one main show. If it's mid 80s to late 80s,
Charles and Charles.
there's one man reigning supreme.
Cosby.
The Cos, Lazy Eye himself. It's out there.
Doing his thing.
Doing his thing. There you go. Number 2 show.
Cheers.
Nah, I wish. Not quite as good. Doesn't hold up at all like Cheers does. Family Ties.
I found the perfect gift for you for Christmas.
Oh,
yesterday.
really? Can you tell me what it is?
Yes.
All right, sweet.
It is a giant MASH jigsaw puzzle.
That's sick.
And it was
damn
like
it.
$6.
God damn it.
I was like, this would be perfect for Shark, but I'm going to give it to Fresh.
Is it
I will
like the
burn.
whole cast?
I will burn it.
Yes. It's like the whole.
I'll have
the whole
Michelle.
cast.
I'll have my wife put it together because she loves putting together puzzles, and then I will burn it. I've been on the record many times as I hate MASH. I hate it with a passion. Not necessarily the show. It's because
movie.
I've explained. It came on Sunday nights when it was time to go to bed when I was little, like school time. Because it's Sunday night.
You get
So
this pit in your stomach when you hear.
yeah. So when I hear
I gotta go to bed.
like
now.
I hear that music and I'm like, oh no, it's Sunday night and I have to go to bed because I have school in the morning. And I,
Wait, I'm 50 and.
yeah, I'm 46 years old. And there's no such thing as school. Actually, it's not true. I do have to get up because my wife's a
Oh.
teacher. Number 1 movie. Trancers had no trance at the box office
Good Lord.
against this movie. Classic. I don't like it. I love the director and I think it's a pile of shoot.
You mean,
By the way, we're on the radio, so try to keep it clean until the 56 minutes is up because we love you, Carbondale. We're not cursing at you even in the midnight hour.
we'll let one slide through.
Yeah, it'll happen. Top Gun was the number 1 movie, followed by a movie we have to do.
Iron Eagle.
Starring one of my favorite guys, a little road cop, it's Cobra.
Eddie Murphy. I thought you were doing an Eddie Murphy. there.
Yes, that was my Eddie Murphy. Oh wait, that's David Letterman. I get those guys confused. I don't see color. Cobra was number 2, and a horrible movie that we should probably also do, Short Circuit,
Oh, yeah.
was number 3.
Circuit, yeah.
So Trancers. Yeah.
Wally. No.
Is Short Circuit? That's not the one that Paul Rudd always played on Conan, is it? No, that's the. He always played the clip of the kid Mac and Me, of the kid falling off the cliff in the wheelchair.
Yeah.
Here we go. Here's the ins and outs. Tim Thomerson, star of Trancers, was in Who's Harry Crumb? This one, cop, you just called it. Iron Eagle
Yeah.
and Fear and Loathing.
Who knew?
We just talked about him as well. Michael Stefani Hey, it's a Michael Stefan. He plays the baby cop. It's Mission Impossible and Trancers. Those are his only 2 credits I could find. Helen Hunt.
After Mission Impossible, has she done anything?
Helen Hunt. I don't
She
know.
was just like this new.
I don't know what she did. She was in this movie, and then she was in the sequel. And then it says she was in a movie called Twister. Sounds dirty, if you ask me. You
Went
know,
into porn, huh?
you know what I'm talking about? Yeah, she's playing that game, but you know it ain't playing that game. You know what's going to happen. She's going to get that leotard on that she's got in this movie. I had a long conversation with my wife about that thing she's wearing. We're going to get into it here.
Yeah, we were kind of
It's
curious.
the 20-minute workout leotard.
And that she just had that on. There's this, we'll get into it here in a second. And Helen Hunt, yeah, Twisters. She was in.
Is she in some TV
She was
show?
in. She was in a movie I loved because it has one of my favorite actors, and I don't know where he's been for a while. Kevin Spacey. It's called Pay It Forward.
Oh yeah, pay it forward.
Love
I
Pay It
think
Forward.
he's probably just been saving up for the right role.
I hope so. Man, I miss that guy.
Yeah.
All right.
Better. I think he's a better human than actor even.
Oh yeah, he's like a humanitarian. I think they call him.
I don't know much about. I haven't read.
I
much
don't either.
about
I don't know much
it
about
just seems like he seems like.
I don't know much about his personal life, but he seems like a dude that would just
Mow your grass. He would mow your grass for
he'd
you
go
if
the
you were
extra-
going on vacation.
Yeah, he'd go the extra mile for you. He'd take care of your. If you were like, hey, we got a young 16-year-old son. He's kind of misguided. He's a little lost in life. Would you like to stay with him while we go to the Bahamas for 2 weeks? He's the type of dude that would just like move in.
I'll watch him
No
like a hawk.
problem.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm going to take care of him. I'm going to groom him for a better life. Much like my new writing partner, Dan Soder. Haven't talked to him lately. Good things are
Collect call from.
Hey, babe, it's
He
weird.
accept the charges.
Every time my new writing partner calls me, it's a collect call. I would think he would be stacked with money. But no. Up for everything's looking up for Johnny. Is that the thing he keeps bitching me? Sorry. Yeah, Helen Hunt's in it. Oh man,
You know, I gotta say, you mentioned Pay It Forward. One of her best roles. She was incredible.
She is really good at Pay It Forward.
She
and
had that nice sort of like lot lizard look going on.
I was gonna say she looked like a real lady, but you a lot lizard, sure.
She's a cocktail
Pretty much
waitress.
the same thing. I think
I-
the same look.
yeah.
Wasn't Haley Joel Osment the kid? In
Yes,
that movie? Yeah.
absolutely. My man,
Little creep.
the hand job man they call him nowadays. Jay. That's from Comedy Bang Bang. I can't take credit for that, and he's friends. He's friends with the show. So, do you guys know about Full Moon Features and Charles Band? Do you know about the guy that made this movie? Because I know all about him, but I didn't know he made this movie. I've heard of this movie. I've seen the thumbnail before, but I didn't realize it was Charles Band or Full Moon Features. No. All right. Full Moon Features has made. I wish I could just pull up their Wikipedia list. They've made so many movies, and Charles Band usually directs them. I kind of love him. He's like the
The Juice Newton of.
he's just the modern day equivalent of the exploitation director, but he's doing it now. And this is spoiler. I love this freaking movie. I thought Trancers was awesome. I really did. Charles Band, he has a series of movies. Jake works in the. Can you talk about what you do?
I'm a weed man.
He's a weed man,
Yeah.
and like actually brews and makes the weed, the oils and the things.
I brew all that weed.
He brews all that weed.
Yeah.
I know
Distill it.
about the. I know about the science and technology. Listen, nobody knows science like I do. I'm the best at science.
Accordion hands when you say stuff like that.
A lot of people are saying it.
Yeah, I was gonna make anyway. So Charles Band, he has a series called The Evil Bong.
Oh, that was him?
Yeah, you know Evil Bong?
I've never actually watched it.
Evil Bong, when you smoke the bong, I believe it's a possessed bong. When you smoke the bong, bong kills you in various ways or possesses you. He's got 8 of them. 8 movies about the Evil Bong series.
Is it the same bong or is it?
I couldn't tell you. He's also in charge of the Ginger Dead Man, which we should watch at least one of these. We do have a 2000
Sounds
rule,
like a
though.
good Christmas special.
Ginger Dead Man, absolutely.
we could
I bet
do-
the first one is. Don't you think? And then he had so many. Yeah, we could. Oh, we do need to pick some Christmas movies.
Yeah.
That would be fun.
Silent Night, Deadly Night. The
Yeah.
Ginger Dead Man.
Dark Angel. We can revisit Dark Angel. It took place at Christmas, and I was excited, and then it went
We
nowhere.
could
The
do
Christmas
just like
Angel.
straight up Christmas story or something.
Oh my God!
It's
Hey,
just-
I have a movie that Jake gave me around here called The Littlest Angel,
Oh yes.
and I have threatened July with it for every Christmas
I
that comes
gave it to
around.
you?
It was one of the back when you worked at the other place.
Oh, it's one of those random.
One of those like I bet Eastwood would like this bad looking movie.
Yeah.
It's
we
a
could just film. You could
make July watch it,
and then we could just film him watch it, and we have nothing to do with the episode. Just his reaction to.
Oh,
it.
it would just be him getting up more and more upset by the minute. Because literally every Christmas I'll be like, well, guys, because we get out all of our Christmas movies at Christmas time. And I'm like, well, you know what time it is, guys? It's my favorite time. It's time for The Littlest Angel. And we've only watched like 4 minutes of it. And it was so terrible that even my child son was like, my eyes cannot process what I'm seeing. It's so bad. It might be one of honest to God, it's probably the worst movie you could possibly buy.
I
And
don't know.
every time you see it, you get to think of me.
That's right. I'm like, Jake gives. I have a couple that you gave me. Right behind you, I have Killdozer, I think, that you gave me. And
Great movie.
yeah, we need to watch Killdozer. And then the other one's actually Koppel's Six String Samurai that's right above it over there.
Love that movie.
All right, let's get into it. Charles Band, he's done all those movies. He's great. By the way, Blade Runner was in 1982. This movie came out in 1985. The DP was Mac Allberg. He has done
I've seen him around.
Mac Allberg.
Yeah.
He did Dolls, which is actually a pretty creepy and fun movie. They use animation with the dolls, so it works. He did From Beyond, which is a fun movie. Hell Night, Ghoulies. That's the famous, coming out of the toilet, which wasn't actually in the movie. And then they were like, you sold us on this poster of him coming out of the toilet. So they had to go back and reshoot a toilet scene. House 2, the second story. Best names
great.
ever. Reanimator, one of my favorite movies. Space Truckers, which I haven't watched since I was little. I think we should probably do Space Truckers.
Yeah.
Chained Heat, not Caged Heat,
Not Canned Heat.
not Canned Heat. Give me an F. Chained Heat. Is that him? No, that's Country Joe and the Fish. Beverly Hills Cop. 3. And Bruce Willis movie called Striking Distance, and he did a few of the Puppet Master movies. So that is the ins and the outs.
You know what?
Good career, right?
Not bad, really.
Good career. Yeah.
I've
Very
seen
good.
Worse.
God, you-
Look at my career.
I was gonna say, you're talking about present company. All right, Full Moon Features. Good intro. I
Yeah.
like the intro of just the static shot of the blue. You got the credits.
It's got a little neon.
little neon
in
glow
focus
to
for
it,
us,
and then
it's-
we finally move, and it's all one shot. It's this weird. How come the future always thinks that we're gonna have cars
old
from
cars.
1955?
Yes, you know what? I was gonna write that down. I was like, you know what? Maybe nobody else has noticed that. But every futuristic movie from the 80s,
From the 80s.
has cars from like the 50s.
Is it that society is so broken down that everything is gone except for those things that were made back in the 50s, back
Kind
in
of
the
like
good
in
old days?
Cuba, something like that.
Yeah,
Or
like-
they're just like piecing together these
That's what
old cars.
That's what it seems like. Yeah.
Well,
Like-
it seemed like a lot of the cars were kind of futuristic, but his car
his-
was especially.
Oh, you
'cause
know what?
It kind of had like a film noir.
You're right, and he
thing.
loved.
Only at the beginning, then they drop it.
Yes, that's right. Well, it's because Trancers takes place in the future, 200 years in the future from the 80s. 300. Oh, 3. Los Angeles is gone. It's now called Lost Angeles.
And
which
it's
I-
made out of cardboard and it hovers right above the ocean. It's really weird.
So, I loved it. Matte paintings everywhere in this thing.
Yeah.
They didn't have the greatest matte painting artist, but I love when somebody tries a matte painting. I'm always there for it. And this one was pretty damn ambitious.
Really there for it when it fails.
Oh yeah, this one was very ambitious because they painted not only the buildings that, like Jake said, floated on top of the moving ocean. The water didn't have any effect on them at all. It seemed it just went around them. But they also had some painting in the background, and the guy was moving. For those of you who don't know, a matte painting, is a pretty clever trick where they take a piece of plexiglass or glass, and then generally a very skilled. Are you serious? We're halfway through already. Well, a very skilled artist paints what they want on it. In this case, it's buildings where Los Angeles has been swept under the water, and only the buildings survive. And he loves the old days. He's got a street sign of Sunset Boulevard, some old hubcaps. So you're right. I didn't even put that together. That's why he drives that car.
Do you think Tool's Anima is about, or not Anima?
I like where it's going.
Do you think it's about
This town needs an anima.
What is that? What is the name of that song?
42 and 1.
No.
42
It's all about.
and 2.
It's all about L.A.
Oh, yeah, we tell
You think
us.
it's about this movie? You think it?
I bet
Could
it is.
Maynard
Maynard.
watch this movie?
Oh man, I hope so. He's
That
out there.
would be so sick, dude.
That would be
if it wasn't
great.
like just this hate
If it
thing.
was just
if
about-
it was just about Trancers.
I wonder if there's a line in there where he's like, "Trancers are coming for you." Jack Death is at the corner.
I thought it was Jack Depp until halfway through the movie.
That changes a lot of things.
And then, see, right here,
Jack
Jack Depp, and
like
then I
Johnny
came back
Depp.
at the end and put Jack Death.
Our
Line
protagonist's name is Jack Death, not spelled like it, D-E-T-H, like meth. He's into the 50s. He goes into this coffee shop. This is how it starts. There's an old lady behind the edit that. She tries to throw a pot of hot. Well, she actually throws a pot of hot
she
water
doesn't
on
try
him.
to.
She scalds him, and then he kills her to Trancer. There's a cool guy in there with a nose ring.
Trancers are.
I don't know what Trancers
I have it. Trancers.
They explain it later in the movie. Don't
They're a murdering cult, slaves to Martin Whistler's
Whistler.
psychic power.
Yes.
Yeah, they're mental slaves.
Yeah.
But
They're mental
they kind of
slaves.
come off as zombies.
More or less, and their skin changes instantly.
A lot of people
Yeah,
call
right
them
when they get
Republicans
pissed
nowadays.
Yeah, man, we should start calling them Trancers. Let's just troll comment sections on YouTube. I deleted
Just
all
kidding, Republicans.
Yeah, we love you. So yeah, an old black lady attacks him, throws water on him because she's a trancer. First, she tries to hit him with a skillet, and nonetheless, he kills her. They glow when they die. We see that. Jack, his boss comes up. His boss talks so freaking fast, I couldn't hear a thing he said. He's like, "Hey, Jack, do the thing, and you're gonna put something out of this thing." I'm like, "Okay, wow, guy."
That
Jack-
that was Art LaFleur. He played Babe Ruth in The Sandlot. I recognized
Oh,
him.
that's who he is. I recognized him. I didn't do the work on him though. Jack Death throws his badge. McNulty, who's from The Wire, as far as I know. I wonder if that's what happens to McNulty after he stages that serial killing in season 5. Jack Death throws his badge, and he pulls away, and that's where we get the exposition from McNulty, where he says, "He's a good cop, but a trancer killed his wife." That's all we need.
It's all we need.
It's all we need. It's like a trancer killed his wife. All right.
It's all you need to force you to get into a wetsuit and go out into the ocean and collect hubcaps and
In front of a
street signs.
bad matte painting.
I wonder how far they were from Sunset Boulevard for him to go and get that street.
I
sign.
was thinking that too, and it's hard to stay down there. Like, isn't there? I don't know. It would just be a haven for predators.
Yeah.
I would. I guess that's how tough he is.
Oh,
Jack
sharks!
Death.
I was thinking totally different predators with LA. Sharks would work.
Child predators. Is that what you're
They're
thinking?
still
of?
down there.
Dan
under the
Soder.
water. It's just like,
Kevin Spacey and Dan Soder hanging out down there. They got themselves a little underwater pod. This is where we see him diving for the things. His boss comes back. Doesn't take but 2 minutes for him to return
With the scroll.
with a scroll. Future times, it got scrolls.
It's like really work. Okay. I'm rolling with it.
How many is Whistler a really common used bad guy name, or am I just thinking of Blade? Because Blade is Whistler's his buddy, right?
I can't think of any others.
It's Chris Christopherson. It's Chris Christopherson. I don't know how I see anything. Maybe that's why I write such weird songs.
I know Thunder Road.
I like Chris Christopherson. That's him, yeah. And the lightning strikes. That's Chris Christopherson. Everybody knows that.
Heck yeah.
He did that song with Johnny Cash. And Willie. Hey, I was thinking about a yard sign that just says, Trump sucks, Biden sucks, but we can agree Willie Nelson's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah? I think
Yeah,
that was,
nobody's gonna disagree with that.
I wouldn't think so. I mean, if they did disagree with that, that's a good way to weed out people you don't need in your life.
Yeah.
If somebody was like, ugh, I can't agree with that. I'm not going to get into that. Matte painting. Another one. Literally, though. There's an F-bomb right in the beginning of this. And then there's no other bad word said for the rest of the movie. Did you guys notice that? There's one F-bomb. It's when
I think I just thought that I was hearing cuss words through the whole thing.
He says, somebody says F-bomb. I don't know. I just put F-bomb. Whistler's alive as he goes back into the ocean. That's all he needs to hear. Whistler's alive. I do not understand. So here's the thing about this movie. The concept of it's kind of awesome, which is this guy has gone down the line, what they call it, which is traveling back in the past. Whistler has. And this is Assassin's Creed, essentially, is you can jump into a relative of yours. If it's like a ancestor of yours, you can jump into that person's body. And that's what this Whistler's guy's done. And he's killing off the future council, which we don't know what the hell they counsel. They don't really get into any details, which I like. We don't need details. There's
Three
just
members.
That's what the sequels are for.
That's right. That's right. The sequels, which will be bad. There's three of them, and he's gone back to the past to start killing their ancestors.
I have so many problems with this whole.
And then he's like, "Is that Whistler?" And this is the part I did not understand. Whistler's there, right? That's him, and he shoots him.
No.
That's not. Who is that?
That's Whistler's ancestor.
Okay, but then how is he involved? I don't understand. Because he shoots him. He's like, yeah. He's like, you're gonna let that guy not fry, and then he shoots.
Oh no. Oh, okay. Yeah. So we're back in the future. Yeah. So he shoots him there.
Who is that Whistler?
Yeah. Yes.
Then how is Whistler in the past still? Is it because once your body jumps, if you die in the future, your mind stays in the past?
Yeah, I guess.
You have to do your own homework on this. You got to do the research.
It would have to stay. It would have to.
Because he's there when he jumps to the past. Whistler is there, and a guy named Wessler or something.
But shouldn't that erase you?
It should just erase him. He should just be gone. And Jack Death is right because Whistler's there, and I'm like, first of all, who let Whistler in here to jump back to the past?
They got him. They found him somewhere. They have like a 2-second explanation of why he's there.
It's very confusing. I'm not going to get hung up on it because I
did get hung up. I got hung up on the whole time travel thing.
I was very hung up on it, and I was like, you know what? It's TRANCERS. Let's not read too much into this.
I didn't question anything as I was watching the movie. I just let it come.
And they say, how do you know it's Whistler? They say Whistler's back. He's killing people, and they say this is how. Now, we didn't need this because 2 minutes later they show the dead body, which we just spoke of. But they said, this is how. And there's a hologram of Whistler, and he says, I'm going back to the past.
This is my plot.
This is my plot. This is the plot of the movie. Whistler basically shows up
You'll
and
never
like,
catch me.
this is the plot of the movie. I'm going to tell you what I'm doing. And he tells them the plot. I'm going back to the past. I'm going to kill your ancestors. And as I do, the one guy that we should recognize from things, but I'm not sure who he is, says, I saw it happen to so-and-so. He simply vanished, as did his poor children. And then we get Whistler's goodbye, which is just...
nails it.
Which he says... He does this weird thing where he kisses his hand so slowly. He's the bad guy, mind you, and he goes... Adieu. I don't think it's French either.
No. He says it twice. He says it
Oh, does he?
twice.
I didn't catch
It's
the
like
second one.
real quick the second time.
They get him back there. There's Whistler. He shoots him. They're like, "You can't do this. Like, we don't have another choice." So they said we didn't really talk about the big set piece that they have in the beginning. It's the only real future set piece we see is the restaurant. It's called Mom's. You had an issue here.
I'm over
As he goes back in.
I'm over it.
He comes back, or he goes back to they're like, this might hurt. They hit Jack Death, and he pops into his ancestor. named Phil, I think. And he wakes up, and then we see Helen Hunt, 20-year-old Helen Hunt.
Ow!
And this is the part where my wife and I had a conversation about. She's putting on like a leotard top, like a support top. She doesn't have any underwear on, right? Like, it's just, that's all she has is that.
Right.
Which was very confusing to me. And I was like, I don't want to brag. I don't know. I've known a lot of ladies getting dressed. I've never once seen a woman put on a full one piece. She has a freaking onesie on, essentially. Never seen it in my life.
Yeah, it's,
It looks like when in the 80s when women would work out.
20-minute workout.
They would wear the leotards.
Solid
and
gold.
That would be their top. But that's just all she has on. Then she proceeds to put on a elf or Santa outfit on over it. And I was like, okay, I kind of get it. But she's just going all natural, I guess, underneath this Santa
Well,
costume.
when you're 20.
We see 20-year-old Helen Hunt, pretty cute.
Yeah.
So yeah, they've just had sex. I got real confused because she says Christmas. I thought she said Christmas is over and I can ditch this suit. But then she goes to.
I can't wait until
Yeah,
Christmas.
I can't wait. That's what I
Yeah.
assumed later because I'm like, oh, she goes to a Santa thing. He drives her to a Santa mall. He's acting real weird. He greases up his hair, puts on a trench coat, tries to look like his old self. She's freaked out because she's like, you're not the dude that I came home with last night or took me home, whatever. He drives her to work, and then he gets real mad at her for just taking off to go to work, chases her in. The Santa Claus
He gets real clingy all of a
Gets
sudden. He's
real
like,
clingy.
I'm not going to see you tonight.
Like, she
or-
gets up, she's like, see ya. And he's like, wait a damn minute. He gets out, he chases after her. It's really weird. And she's like, she's pretty funny. She's like, did I give you my number? And she's like, no. It's like, thank God. She has a couple good zingers in there. Pretty good. You can see that Helen Hunt's actually a good actor in this movie.
Or maybe just a naturally funny person.
Or maybe
So-
she's she's a good time. She's paying it forward, guys.
Yeah.
Just like Kevin Spacey did. He chases her in there. Happens to be Santa Claus. Guess what?
Trancer.
He's a mother effing trancer. He's a trancer. Takes off his beard. I love this. He takes off his beard and his hat, and the mall goes crazy.
Yeah.
It's before he does anything violent. He just stands up, takes his gear off, and the crowd goes.
Well, the fact that it would be like Spider-Man taking off his mask in front of a bunch of kids and
I think
parents.
people would just be like, "Oh, what? Hey!"
What's he doing?
They wouldn't scream in terror. Take off. Anyway, they do, and guess, he's a trancer. He throws. There's a big fight.
What is it about being psychically controlled that makes your face blue, your lips chapped,
And
and
zits all over you.
yeah, what? That is some
And how
weird
does your
side effects.
and how
man.
does your skin? How do you control it to where when you're looking at somebody, most of the time you look normal, and then within a second you just turn into that.
It's like as soon as they recognize Jack Death is when they go. "Brr,"
Yeah, it's
turn
like Jack
into
Death brings it out of him or something. It's like the rage from the zombie of Whistler's zombie. Whistler's rage comes through the zombies. They can't control it. It happens again later when he meets this suntan booth operator. Who's a real character. They take off. He kills Santa
It's a great
Claus.
drink, by the way.
Oh, thank you. It's made. I think should we start telling people what we're drinking?
Maybe they can drink along with
I
us.
feel like we
can
should.
tell people what we're going to drink on the next episode.
Yeah,
and they
that's
can
true.
make them and drink them along. All four of you can drink along with us. So.
It's a made-up drink called the Garden Gimli. It consists of Roku gin, Origin gin, which is a St. Louis local-made gin, and just a little bit of Kendrick's Flora de Ora gin, some cranberry juice, some simple syrup, some lemon, and some lime. I call it a Garden Gimli. A little bit of lavender bitters, and just a half a shot of Campari.
Really pulling off this manly.
Cranberry juice as well, for in case you have a
Tastes like motor oil.
in case you have a UTI. We're also drinking
Travelers.
Travelers bourbon. Hey, come on, Stapleton, can you hook us up here?
You know you're watching.
My good friend who shot 3 Knee Deep is shooting commercials. I don't know if I can say this. Actually, I better not say this. He's shooting commercials for Travelers. I won't say who's in them, but you would be like, what? I'll just say that, and some other really cool people. So pick up your Travelers while you can. I think it's going to be outrageously expensive in like 3 months.
Traveler's insurance? Or
Yes. Yeah. Is that what your wife sells?
No.
No. Okay. Jack Death and Helen Hunt are riding on a car. Do you notice how high the car trailer was? Do I know? Do you guys notice that kind of stuff in movies?
Yeah.
I didn't notice this.
The trailer they were on was just not like a modern day trailers ride really low, so it pretty much looks like they're just driving. This one was so high that when a car would come by to pass them, it was like they were looking. It was like you were in a semi looking down on them. Whatever, they didn't have much of a budget, and I forgive things like that.
What was
Hunt
the
takes
budget?
off. They go into the. I didn't get those facts.
know you didn't.
It was hard to come up with. I really couldn't find them. Like sometimes budgets are just like there, and sometimes it's like a top secret thing you can't find. She goes into the suntan place. This guy, he's like, "Hey, nice Christmas tan." I didn't understand the insult. He's guess what? Spoiler: everywhere Jack Death goes in L.A., population.
So that's a guy he went to save. That's one of the guys he went to save.
He went to save, but he's already been
Already
turned.
tranced.
He's already tranced. He kicks him and throws him in a Star Wars tube.
Yeah.
Suddenly he's in a Star Wars tube. I was like, "Is this the tanning booth? Is this what the people tan in?" And they threw him in a tanning booth, and they're Jack because he says.
It's the most secure tanning booth I've ever seen.
Yeah, you can't get out. Like you are locked in that tanning booth if you're in there. Jack
It is
gets in there.
The hottest one.
It's so hot that he tries to bust out the door with his shoulder, and it burns his sweet, sweet trench coat.
Which totally makes, wearing that trench coat worth it now.
That's true. Saved his
Because she's
shoulder.
like, "You're wearing that?" And he's like, "Yeah."
I like the way it looks, he says.
Just think of how
He
burned
pops
his
collar.
arm would have been.
And then
It
he
was a good
takes.
thing Phil had that trench coat in his closet.
It really is
Yeah.
because he looked like he would not have that trench coat.
Yeah.
think it was
And then he gets some. I don't know.
Halloween
I think he
costume or
gets
something.
lotion. I think, and puts in his hair, and he says only squids have dry hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna live by that for the rest of my life.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to start gelling my hair.
Yep, me too. My chest hair. She takes off. There's a weird scene where Helen Hunt takes off. Then she comes back. She saves him from the Star Wars tanning tube.
Help me, Helen Hunt. You're my only hope.
Yes. She saves him. They go. The cops are already there. Whistler's now. Here's where we missed something. Whistler is in the body of this cop named Weasley.
I think they
It's-
just started
it-
calling him Whistler.
It
one
was too
time.
close to Whistler. Him and the cops show up, and they gave Jack Death this sweet watch called A Long
A
Second.
long second. Boy, could I have pulled that out of my pocket a time or two in my youth.
No kidding. The Long Second. If you hit it, 1 second turns into 10 for you. And that's when he uses the watch. The cops have him. They don't even like mess around. He's just like, fire. And they shoot. And then he hits it, and it really upset me because he waits a good like 2 or 3 seconds before he actually picks up. And they're like, "You could have got Whistler."
Yeah,
And
he could have at least shattered
Yeah.
his knee.
I was like,
He
Something.
stopped right by him.
He
He's
stopped right
holding
by him.
Helen
I was
Hunt.
like,
And mean mugs him.
do you
for
not
like
have
10
a
seconds.
straight razor? Something. Just
Yeah.
you have time to kill him.
Did you also
Do you not
notice?
have a John Deere knife?
Sponsored by John. Deere.
Sponsored by John
John
Deere. Offer code.
Did you guys notice that Jack Death also moves in slow motion?
Yes.
Yeah, a little
It
bit,
makes
yeah.
no sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, the timing was way
Um,
off.
I did. Did you guys have the thought several times? I want to remake Trancers because
Yeah.
it actually is such a good concept that it would be cool with the technology we could shoot today.
Yeah, but we got to work on the time travel.
Yeah, the time travel.
Still.
It would be like when what's his name, Quicksilver in the X-Men movies. When he moves, I would imagine it would be more like that, where everything is standing still and he's just like cruising through time and like messing with people and like turning their glasses upside down.
Or at the very least, he goes at a normal speed.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
because it didn't make any sense that he's in slow motion. He like looks at his clock at one time. He's still got 3 seconds left. I was like, this has been going for 25 seconds at least. I didn't like the way they used it. Nonetheless, they get away. He shoots a cop's tire out. Man, I miss movies where they would shoot cops' tires out.
Yeah.
Tires out.
A cab, baby. Or I mean, wait, all tires. Never mind. A tab. That's what I mean.
Yeah. That's the ticket.
He goes home. He likes watching TV. And McNulty, oh, that's right. He's about to lay down with Miss Helen Hunt, and she's decided that she does like Jack Death. She believes him, and they're starting making out. And here comes this little girl.
I thought this was a great scene.
It was pretty good.
Yeah, I thought the girl played it.
The girl was
She
good.
was good. So much so, they bring her back at the end of the movie. She comes in, and it's McNulty. McNulty is time jump, but the only relative he
His
could
name should
find.
have been Nick McNulty. That would have been epic.
Nick McNulty. He time jumps back to this little girl, and she comes in. She's like, "You got to get back right now." And then Jack Death picks her up and like walks her outside. He's like, "If you show back up, I don't care what you are. I'm gonna beat you."
And then goes back to sweet love.
Goes back to sweet Helen Hunt. Starts kissing them sweet lips. Feeling that I'm gonna get in trouble. And what do you know it? Bam. Wakes back up in the future. They pulled him out anyway. McNulty's laying there next to him, laughing because we see the girl. Somehow she got back in the house.
Another problem.
She peeks back over the thing.
So why does it matter? I'm going to spoil everything here.
Do it.
Yeah.
Whenever at the end, when he's only got one
The
serum
antidote.
to go back, why does it matter? If they can pull him
They
out
can
anyway,
pull him. Yeah.
I can pull him. Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, that's what I thought too. They don't have. Why is this serum important? They just do it whenever they want to.
and why is it that they have to send his mind back into an ancestor whenever they could just send other material things back in time?
Well, that's true. And here's what here was my disturbing thought. Think about this. McNulty's in this little girl. We see her peeking over, watching these people begin to make a whoopee. And he pulls him out. He shoots him. The second he wakes up, McNulty comes out, which means there is a 12-year-old girl watching two people have sex now who does not know why she is there.
Right.
She is literally looking over a thing. She wakes up, and there's an old man. By the way, he's like 40 years old, and Helen Hunt's 20 years old. And he's
or 50.
he might be 50, and he's nailing it. So I couldn't just get that out of my mind. It was like, McNulty, you moron. Why didn't you take the girl? Nick McNulty. So yeah, there was some child abuse in this movie. Anyway, they're gonna send some other guy.
Have you
in.
had a childhood though? Really? If you haven't been in some way harmed,
I don't think so.
She was going to learn sooner or later.
right?
But just imagine
She's
being
just ahead of the game now.
Just imagine waking up. Like you just wake up, you're like,
Yeah.
where am I and what's happening in front of me? Who are these strangers? I'm in an apartment
It's
building.
no different, I guess, than just walking into a room and Skinamax is on when you're a kid. You're like, what?
But you're actually there.
It's a weird way to rustle.
Like you go to the.
You're
you
kind
start-
of committing a crime, too.
Yeah, you're kidding. That little girl's gonna have
Kind of.
trauma for life.
Yeah, it's gonna
They
mess
don't
her
ever. She had to walk home by herself. They don't get her home.
Right.
Like she had to come to and then be like, Jesus Christ, what's happening?
She could have Ubered
Where's the exit?
In the middle of the night in L.A.
In the middle of the night in
in
LA.
85. Or wait, yeah.
And I think they're a few blocks away from Skid Row because it comes up pretty soon that they
Right.
got to go to Skid Row because that's where one. If you know it. Have you heard Sebastian of most of him and the guy from Def Leppard of all of those 80?
The one-armed guy?
No, yeah, no, the singer. I can't remember his name. Of all the 80s guys that are still out there trying to sing and can't, Sebastian can still sing.
Yeah.
And so can the guy from Def Leppard.
Yeah.
I heard both recent things of them, or like saw footage of them. And
I mean, Sebastian's still a jackass, but
he was in
I
the
like Sebastian.
He was in,
not.
he was in the Gilmore Girls, and
Yeah.
I love Gilmore.
And Trailer Park Boys.
I've always loved Sebastian Bach, but everybody else seems to hate him.
Oh no, I have no beef with Sebastian Bach. I don't think they were like one of the greatest of those bands, but I appreciate a lot of their songs, and he can sing, and he can still sing, and he doesn't seem to be a. He was on the Gilmore Girls.
Yeah,
I think vocally he's probably the best out of that era.
he's got a good
Back then.
Yeah.
good sense of humor about himself.
He does, yeah. I don't think he takes himself too seriously. He's going to be at the DuQuoin State
You know
Fair.
who else I don't think takes himself too seriously?
Uh-oh.
Axl Rose, probably.
No, I don't think so.
Real humble dude.
I've seen him lately. He's still not got it at all. he's lost it bad. I see those comparison videos. It's okay. They go there because one of these ancestors is a guy named Ashby, who it's pretty fun. They give him a baseball card.
Hap.
Is Hap Ashby?
Hap
What a
Ashby.
great name. There's a bike chase, which is god awful.
Down the stairs.
Down the stairs.
At one point.
But before that, though, they go
Yeah.
to a punk band, like a punk concert, where they're
Singing Christmas carols.
singing Christmas carols
And
very
they're lip
poorly.
syncing. Why are they lip syncing?
Why are they? I don't know.
As bad as the
I
vocals
was gonna say,
are,
as bad as
anyone
it
could have done
sounds.
that.
Yeah.
And they keep going after the music stops.
Yeah.
They keep going.
Yeah.
Pretty poor
Which
guy.
is pretty punk. You know?
He knocks out a guy. She gets shot. There's a great scene where he's like, "These things heal up fast." Wow, Jack, that's way to comfort your girlfriend. He tells him about his wife, and she says, "You love me," and I guess he does. He's all concerned about her now. Ashby wants to eat. This is a weird scene where they get Ashby back to the house. All Ashby wants to do, he's a homeless guy from Skid Row, but he's the ancestor of one of the people on the council. And and Helen Hunt's like, "Do you smell something?" Like right in front of him. Like, "Oh, do you smell something?"
You gotta shower, bro. You gotta shower.
And Death's like, "Got to shower, yo." Starts just like taking the guy's clothes off. You kind of feel bad for the guy. He's like, "I just want this sandwich. I haven't eaten real food in weeks." They throw him in the bathroom, in the shower, and just turn the water on with his clothes on. It's the grossest thing in the whole movie.
You see the filth come off his
Yes,
hat?
the filth coming off his hat. I was just like,
Now it's going to be filthy
That was like
and wet.
that was like a legit homeless guy's hat.
Yes, it was. I really wondered, like, how did they get that hat that dirty?
Yeah.
Because it really worked on me. It made me just like, that bathtub's going to be disgusting. He doesn't need a bath. He needs a shower.
You need to burn those clothes.
You can take those clothes off and, burn them. Just much like I will do that MASH puzzle that you're going to buy me.
I do love. I think the whole ending of this movie works because Hap Ashby is a pitcher.
Baseball player.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. Like
It ties
that
it together nice.
They
doesn't
get
it?
him sobered up. They get him dressed, and they're going to have a setup. Death calls Whistler, and he's like, "If you want Ashby, I got him. Just let me stick here. I'm in love with this dame."
This Dane.
Helen Hunt's like, "You son of a gun, why'd you do that?" He's like, "I'm not telling the truth. I'm a cop." Which I was like, good line, Jack Dick. Of course you're not telling the truth. You're a cop, ACAB. Anyway, it's a fun setup because you do think like, oh, Helen Hunt's up on top of this roof, and you see Whistler show up. He puts a knife to her, or a gun to her. I don't remember.
Well, he runs out of bullets.
Oh, that's right. So he sees he's like, "Give it up," and then she yells, and you think that Death is down on the street. So he shoots
Johnny
her.
Depp's down there, but
She
he's not.
It's not. It's not Johnny Depp at all. It's Hal Ashby. Hal Ashby. That's a director. It's what's his name? Hap. Hap
Hap.
Ashby.
Hey there, Hap.
It's Hap. He takes off. Then what you were talking about. Is it a baseball? It's happened so
It's a
quick.
bottle.
It's a bottle.
He was
Oh, that's
chugging it.
right, because he chugs the bottle.
He chugs it in slow mo.
And then he's a pitcher, you remember. He throws the bottle, nails Whistler right in the head.
Yeah.
We realize.
Did you see the part where he falls?
Well, yeah.
But did you really pay attention?
Part where where Whistler falls.
Yeah. Or not. Wait. So the bottle hits him in the head. Mm-hmm. He gingerly lays down on the roof
I did.
and slides over to the edge and drops his legs down. And then the next thing you see is him hanging. Did you not?
No, I didn't.
Oh my
that.
God, it's amazing.
Because Helen Hunt
I
falls.
watched it 4 times.
Oh, shit, no. Helen Hunt falls, and Death uses his quick minute. He goes down there to catch her, which I don't think would really save somebody. Hey, we're out of time, but we're so close. Man, thanks
One
for
of these
listening.
days.
WDBX, we're so close. If you want to listen to the rest of it, tune in to 20IN21, wherever podcasts are found. Good night, Carbondale.
Good night, radio.
Good night. But no, we're pretty much are done.
So,
she falls. He uses the
Helen
minute.
Hunt,
Go ahead.
I think this really sells the fact that Helen Hunt is a hell of an actress.
Yeah.
To act like she enjoys making out with this fucking guy. Because
He's fucking
dirtbag.
disgusting, yeah.
He's a dirtbag.
He's a total creep.
Yeah, everything about
And
him.
she's like smooching him and just acting.
Yeah.
I didn't know she could act like that.
She's great, man.
Yeah.
She's paying it forward.
Paying it forward.
That's what she does.
We're off the radio, by the way. in
Yeah.
case you didn't.
You can say whatever the
Thanks.
you can say whatever the heck you want to. No, Hashby nails him.
Now you can vape if you want.
Yeah. Yeah. Feel free to smoke your cloves now. And then Death gets up there. Let's see, fight him? I don't even remember, but he knocks him off the roof.
Yeah.
He falls into a fountain because you're like, oh, he's going to die. Nope, falls into a fountain. And then they have two things
He
left.
falls because he's hanging, and Ashby hits him again.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
Hits him in the
okay.
He
hand.
pulls out a second bottle.
Yeah,
as he's
because he's a
hanging.
drunk.
Yeah.
I missed
Tons
that.
of bottles. Yeah.
Oh, that's really funny.
Yeah, really. They couldn't have done any of this without Hap.
No.
He's kind of the Sam, like the Sam Kimchi.
Oh man, I didn't catch that.
Yeah.
So he falls. He's like, I got two of these things. One of them's broken. Like you said, why does it matter? They can pull him out whenever they want to.
That's the whole like grind in the.
Yeah. So then like,
Who do I send back? I send myself
I'm
back.
sending you up the line. He sticks him in the throat. He does.
What? He doesn't go to any body because the body's.
Yeah, the
blown.
body's gone.
The
So
body
that means he
explodes.
dies, I think, then, right? Because you kind of see like a
But
spirit.
the whole
take
point was
off.
to bring him back.
I know. It's not. Whistler or Death doesn't care as long as he solves the problem. He wants to
Unless
kill
Whistler
that guy.
goes to Death's body in the future, which means
that's
that
part two.
Whistler's Death and Whistler technically.
Do we know if Whistler is the bad guy in the second
I have
one?
no idea, but there is a second one. Stars all the same people, except
also-
Helen Hunt and the main guy.
I have tons of problems with. So now Death is in 85.
Yeah, and his
3
body.
years, and in 300 years.
Yes.
So that means that Death is from the future, goes to the past, stays in the past.
Yes.
And then eventually his ancestors have him again.
Yeah, he
you're
became his
right.
own great grandpa.
became his own thing.
Yeah.
That's weird. I didn't think about that.
Because there was,
I was too obsessed. Go ahead.
Well, they at some point in the movie they mentioned that he was going to marry Helen Hunt. and
Yes,
have
that's
kids.
right. Yeah, that's right. I don't get it. I was too obsessed with the fact that he's actually alive. His body is there, and it.
But is that his time loop? It's 300 years?
Yeah,
And it just
but there's no way. I don't know. We can't make sense of this. It's this time of this podcast we ask ourselves, does this movie really tie the room together? And I say, yeah, this was a little hidden treasure. I
Yeah.
liked it. It was part Blade Runner, part Assassin's Creed, part I don't know. It had so many things going for it. It's fun though. It's short, is what helps it. A lot of the movies.
Was it hour and 26?
Hour-
76
Yeah, I was going to
minutes
say not that. Hour and 16, I think.
long. Or 16.
So many of the movies we watch are long and they take so many steps and they overcomplicate plot.
Which is my favorite.
Where you're like, what are they? This has nothing to do. This movie didn't. It just like cruised. There was no fat on it really. It was just like, this is it. So yeah, I say it does. What do you think, Cop?
Yeah.
Ties it together.
Ties it.
Special guest.
Bo.
Jake?
100%.
All right.
I
It's
enjoy
nice
it.
to have somebody to agree with us.
Yeah.
If we have a guest on, they're usually like, "What the hell's wrong with you people? This movie
Rod
sucks."
just goes ape shit.
He didn't even show up last time. 'cause
Everybody wants to be the main character.
We
right?
watched. We watched Death Dimension. I think he started it and was like, "Nope."
He got death dimension.
He got Death Dementia.
Way to screw that line up, you idiot.
What do you mean?
No wonder I wasn't the main character in the movie. I can't pull a line off the same one.
Well, thanks for listening, everybody. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Tell the folks if you do enjoy. We'll see you next time with.
Tell them if you don't. Tell them if you don't enjoy.
Yeah, we know there's
We should do
haters
the
out
Howard
there.
Stern effect
Jesus
here.
Christ, if you want to see some people not liking something, check out the Carrie Fisher clip.
Dude.
If you, I don't know if there's comments, but the dislikes against the likes are monumental.
With the Howard Stern effect, you know.
Hey.
If we get a ton of people watching
because they
hate us and they want to see the next thing we're going to say,
that's fine.
there's a ton of viewers.
That's fine. I'll take it.
All the sponsors see is clicks, man.
That's right, man.
And the address where we film this is
Well, there was I accidentally gave out my. I didn't give it out. Somebody gave out my email a couple episodes. So thanks for all of that. All right, thanks for watching and listening, everybody. We love you. Later.